Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Paul Tomes, and a very warm welcome to the Secrets to Supercharging Customer Loyalty. I'm delighted to be hosting today's webinar, and thank you to everybody for making the time to tune in wherever you are in the world. Now, before I get into the webinar, I just want to check that everyone can hear me and can see the screen. Now, you should see the ability to type in the live chat box. So for anyone that's found the chat box, just give me a wave or say hi. Let me know that you can hear me and that you can see the screen. Okay, looks like everything is working all right. So let's get into this. Getting that one customer back into your store rather than in your competitors is the way the battle is won every single day. If you apply just a fraction of what we're going to go over today, you'll be a step closer to winning that battle forever. So by the end of this webinar, you'll have the skills to maximize customer acquisition across different channels. You'll know the secrets to enticing and bringing customers back into your store or your website. You'll have the ability to tailor your loyalty program for each and every customer by using real-time data and analytics. And you'll feel the confidence to fine-tune your loyalty program at any time from the comfort of your chair. So if at any time during this webinar you have any questions or comments, there's a live chat box. Now, I'll do my best to answer during the webinar, or if appropriate, come back to them at the end. Don't worry though, if we don't have time to answer all of them, I'll come back to you in an email. And if you don't have the ability to chat with the view you're using, perhaps you're on mobile, you can always get in touch with us and I'll show you how to do that during this webinar. So just a short intro about Loopy Loyalty today. You have made a very great decision and are among fellow business leaders across the world. Loopy Loyalty is already being used in over 60 countries across the world, across more than 30 industries, and our user base is growing by the hour. Some of these businesses that we've seen so far include coffee shops, food trucks, sandwich vans, hair salons, massage parlors, spas, nail salons. We've even got surf instructors and teachers, universities, schools are using Loopy Loyalty. We've even got CrossFit gyms and car washing services. All of these businesses are already actively using and benefiting from Loopy Loyalty right now. We've even seen a surge of e-commerce businesses using Loopy Loyalty to reward their customers for online purchases. It's pretty cool to see that. Now, the main point here is Loopy Loyalty is for everyone. And customer loyalty isn't confined to a certain industry, and engaging mobile experiences shouldn't be just delivered by big industries with millions and millions of dollars to spend on technology. You could be an entrepreneur selling goods online, or you could even be a freelance designer and acknowledge your customer's purchase through a digital stamp. You could even use Loopy Loyalty to incentivize your kids to do their homework or something like that. I know it's working for me pretty well. So there's a raft of opportunities open to absolutely everyone. What does it take? It just takes action, and it takes action right now. So today what I'm going to share with you is some of the secrets and show exactly how you can supercharge and maximize everything you're doing with Loopy Loyalty. I want to share the power tools within Loopy Loyalty that will allow you to get that one customer to come back to your store rather than your competitors. Now, I will say that Loopy Loyalty won't suddenly increase your customer base or suddenly accelerate your revenue growth. You've, of course, got to deliver quality service and products. But for a like-for-like competitor with the same product, with the same service, Loopy Loyalty is the tool you need to give you that enabling edge. Now, the first thing I want to do and go over today is customer acquisition. How to promote your digital stamp cards so you can maximize your brand reach, maximize the number of customers you can easily engage with, whether they're in your store or outside of your store, and ultimately maximize the growth of your business. So even if you are today a 5-person coffee shop or a 1-person nail salon, or if you're running an e-commerce site, with these few steps today, you can get as many customers to see your brand, download your Loopy Loyalty stamp card, and further create engaging, enticing, personalized experiences for them. So let's jump into Loopy Loyalty. And I'm just going to go in straight into my main screen dashboard. You see I have a number of cards set up here. And for this case study, we're going to go and take a look at Dave's dog walking. So let's go straight into this screen. Now, this is the overview you will see straight after you've activated your card. And everything we're covering today is after you've saved and activated your card. We will host another webinar to show you the best practices of design, but this webinar is focused purely on everything after that design phase. And frankly, that's what matters the most, the customer experience. So let's just take a look at this page. On the right-hand side, you'll see a loyalty card URL. A loyalty is with your special unique number link. This is basically a short link to your card, to your page where your customers will enter their data to then be able to instantly receive their digital loyalty card. This is the link you're distributing to customers. You can also see a QR code underneath this link. Now, this QR code, all it has is this URL embedded into that QR code. Now, nowadays, a lot more people are familiar with QR codes, and it's a great way for you to be able to distribute your card, your URL, straight to your customers' smartphones where they can use QR code scanners. Now, most people have QR code scanners, and they're enabled in a lot of different apps. You'll also be pleased to hear that in iOS 11, the next iPhone update software, the QR code scanning will actually be embedded into the camera. So one of your customers, your prospects, can open their camera, simply point the camera at this QR code. The camera will recognize that QR code and instantly open that link. So that's going to open even more opportunities to be able to promote your digital stamp card. So what I want to do is just share a few of the best examples that many of our users are using across the world to promote the loyalty card, both online and offline. So let's first jump into distributing online. Now, there's many different online platforms available, of course. Probably the first things that spring to mind would be your social media channels. So if you already have a Facebook page for your business, perhaps you use Twitter, maybe you even enjoy using Instagram, or perhaps if you're more business focused, you're using LinkedIn, you're able to copy and paste this URL into those social channels. And I'll go through an example in a minute and share that directly with your followers or directly with people that are looking at your different posts. You can share it via email. If you already have an email list, you can copy and paste this into an email and send that to your email list. Or you can send it via SMS. So if you have a group of customers that you have their mobile number, or maybe you've even got a WhatsApp group of your customers, you can copy and paste this link into SMS or WhatsApp or any of those different messaging platforms and send them a link to your card straight away via those online channels. So let's have a little example here. As you can see this link here, I'm just going to slide across here, and then I'm going to copy it. In this case, I'm going to right click, copy. And in this time, I'm going to go to Twitter and I'm going to compose a new post. So I'm going to tweet. I'm going to compose this new tweet. And because it's Dave's dog walking, please or let's just say join our dog walking loyalty program and receive double benefits today. And all I'm going to do now is right click and paste. Very easy way for me to distribute. And obviously Twitter, very short and focused, giving them a reason for people to click on the link, and they will be able to click on that link from seeing that tweet and instantly be able to open up the page. And I'll show you that in 2 seconds. Equally, now Twitter, you have to be within 160 characters. You could equally promote this on your Facebook page. So let's just in this case, go to Loopy Loyalty's Facebook page, and I can create the same sort of post here. Join our loyalty, if I can spell right, loyalty program today, and get 2 stamps free. And again, I'm going to paste that, and then I'm going to publish that into my Facebook feed, and instantly that link will be available in my news feed. Now, I'm not going to do that on Loopy Loyalty's Facebook because it's Dave's dog walking, so it should be going into Dave's dog walk. Now, what you could equally do at this stage, let's say you don't have many followers on your Facebook page, but you would like to attract more people to your loyalty program, you could also use the Facebook Boost. Now, this does cost money. This goes to Facebook charge to be able to boost, but you can easily target. A group. Maybe you want to target people that have an interest in dogs that live in your local area. Using the Facebook targeting feed is a great acquisition tool, and then following that through with a Loopy Loyalty digital stump card, you've then acquired that user, which you don't need to then spend more money on through Facebook adverts, because I'm going to be able to show you how you can engage those people via your digital stamp card once they've put that into their phone. So when a user clicks that link, and I'm just going to show you what would happen if a user clicks that link. I'm just going to exit that. If a user clicks that link, where will they be taken? Now, I'm just going to show you on a desktop to make this very easy. Typically, we're seeing over 90% of people clicking on this from their mobile phone. So they will see it directly in their smartphone. Once they visit that link, they're going to be instantly taken to the page to collect information. Now, do you remember when you set up your card in the first place that you said what information you wanted to capture from the customer? All of this is automatically populated in a page. So if you've asked to collect first name and you've made that mandatory, you can see here it's mandatory field. In this case, Dave's dog walking is asking for email address, and then not necessary, it's an optional field, but asking for mobile number and birth date. So I would go ahead, fill this information, click that I've read the terms and conditions, click join now, and instantly I'd be given my digital stamp card. Now, this page is mobile optimized. You don't even need to do a thing. So Loopy Loyalty will automatically detect what device they're on, what browser that they're using, and how to best display this page so that they can enter this detail very easily, click join now, and automatically be presented with their digital stamp card. Just a single click. So they don't even need to be in your store. If you think of the equivalent to having a stamp card that's paper, someone actually needs to come in your store, or you have to have people running around the streets, finding people and thrusting that stamp card into their face. So it's a far easier, much more convenient, much more in line with the sort of channel that people are used to using today. And you can use your social media, your email, and your SMS. So this is your magic link. Now let's go back and have a look at the QR code, which really works great for promoting offline. So we've talked about using online channels like social media, email, and SMS. But what about someone that's coming into your store? So you will still have people coming into your store, and I guess maybe some of you may even be still giving them the paper stamp cards that either find their way hopefully into your customers' wallets, but more likely into the rubbish bin, or might more likely forgotten by the side of their bed at home. But in this case, we're going to still be able to distribute offline using this QR code to be able to get people to add your digital stamp card to their phone. So what we've done with Loopy Loyalty, and it really does depend on your business. We've seen people that have just printed this QR code out and stuck it on the middle of a table, for example, in a restaurant. We've equally seen people use this on posters, or people using it on tent cards by point of sale. Now, we've even provided you the a template for you. And if you do have the capability to use Photoshop, you can download that from free from our help center. So just going into our help center, I've already come to this page, but let me show you how to get there just so it's not too difficult. So when you first come to our help center, you can see a wealth of information that you can use. I'm going to then go to promoting your digital stamp cards, which is what we're talking about today. Sharing your stamp cards, a number of things that I talked about here. How to promote your stamp card. And you can see here it talks about promoting your stamp card URL, covering many things I talked about just now, or the ability to download this free tent card template. And that's all I'd need to do. I download this, it will store to my device, and then I can open it up in Photoshop. So let me just take a look at that. I'm just going to quickly flip to my Photoshop. So within that Photoshop file, we've provided a front and a back. So you can easily print a tent card that stands on top of tables next to your POS. Now, obviously, you'd want to change your logo, maybe use your own design. We would definitely recommend taking a shot of your own, screenshot of your own stamp card. And all you need to do is copy and paste that QR code from that page and overlay it here. So we can go into QR code and link, insert your QR code. It's just going to say to proceed. And then I will copy and paste my QR code here, make sure I hide the other one that's in the background. In this case, I've already copied and pasted that link in this one. Now I've got the QR code that links to my link. I'll close that out, make sure I save it, and then it's updated. You can also, for people that may not like to use their QR code scanners, or perhaps don't have a QR code scanner installed on their device until iOS 11 comes out, you can change this description here to be exactly the Loyalty Is link that appears in that screen that I've previously showed you. So again, really super easy to be able to distribute your cards both online and offline. So we covered promoting the stamp card. Just a brief summary. Promote everywhere. This is an amazing asset for you to be able to engage your customers, to be able to promote your brand, and to be able to promote your loyalty program. We recommend using a combination of both online and offline. It does depend on your business, but you should be trying to use social media. Where you have a website, certainly be linking to your loyalty card on your website. If you have an email list, send to your email list. And if you have mobile numbers, deliver that to their cell phones. And promoting offline, I think we've gone through that, using posters, tent cards. In fact, we've even got customers that do use it on business cards. We're a bit anti-paper, as you can tell. But in terms of actually printing once with the QR code, giving that to a customer, then them scanning that QR code, they've now got that digital content, that digital stamp card in their phone, and you never need to be needing to print that paper again. So the next part is sending messages to customers and engaging with them in ways you've never done before. So we're going to go back into the Loopy Loyalty app. We've just been looking at this page here. And if you look on the left-hand side, you've got a number of different tabs. The overview, insights, we'll be covering all of these later. And you've got this link, messages. So let's tap into messages. And you can see right away, you can instantly send messages to customers. Now, what we've done with Loopy Loyalty has provided you the ability to send a quick message to all of your customers, or even a segment of your customers. So the first thing you need to do is determine who do you actually want to deliver a message to, and what is the right time to engage. Are you trying to get them to come back? Are you trying to build more familiarity with your brand? Are you trying to target a particular group of customers, maybe a group of customers that haven't visited you for a while, or perhaps you want to send a message to your most loyal customers who have visited you regularly? So let's go and send something to a segment. So I click on the segment here, and you can see the box changes below. And I have the opportunity to choose different criteria to target. I have stamps earned, rewards earned, or rewards redeemed. So automatically, I can choose the type of group that I want to target. Now, in this case, I want to target Dave's Dog Walkers loyalty program with the number of stamps earned equal to, or we could say greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than and equal to. But in this case, I want to target people who have added the stamp card, installed the stamp card to their phone, but don't yet have any stamps. Now, maybe that's that they have forgotten about the stamp card, or maybe they've not necessarily, they forgot about your brand. Maybe they've actually seen another dog walking service and forgotten how fantastic you are. So we're going to just do a little bit to entice them back to your service. Now, again, what you choose to put here, it doesn't always have to be promotional. It doesn't always have to be a very hard-hitting message. In fact, we would recommend that you try to give them more value services and engage them with things that you know they will value. In this case, we're going to say for people who have earned less than who have an equal to 0 stamp, we're going to give them 10% off all dog walking services this week. You can add emojis. I'm not going to do that, but you can get pretty creative with the way your message looks, and you can see a preview of how this is going to appear on your customer's lock screen. This is appearing on your customer's lock screen, the prime real estate for your customers, alongside WhatsApp messages or Facebook friend messages. And just by getting that card into your customer's mobile wallet, into Apple Wallet and Android Pay, you now have a new channel to be able to engage with them. Very different to sending them an email that isn't very timely, sending them Facebook messages which may get lost because they're not necessarily looking at a brand. This is specifically delivered to their lock screen with your brand, with your logo. This would say Dave Dog Walking, with your organization name, and then the message that you want to send. You can also see here that it's sending it to 3 customers because I've put this segment here. It's telling me how big that segment is, and all I'm going to do is click Send Message. And it wants to confirm, just in case I made a mistake, because this is just going to go straight to their lock screen. You're about to send a push to 3 cards with the following message: 10% off all dog walking services this week. So let's click Confirm and Send. It tells me the push may take a few minutes. This is because of Apple's and Android Pay system. And it successfully sent the push, and it now will appear on your customer's lock screen. Now, let's say they are on their phone or they happen to miss their lock screen message. These messages will actually be stored on their card as well. So if they have Apple Wallet, they could flip the pass and look on the back of the pass to see your latest message. If they have Android Pay, they would be able to scroll down the Android Pay card and see the exact same message. Now, that's definitely something you can't do with paper stamp cards. You can't update a paper stamp card. Indeed, you can't even update an email or an SMS once it's sent. But because digital stamp cards through Loopy Loyalty are dynamic, we have the ability to deliver these engaging, personalized messages at any time that you feel is best for your customers. And I'll show you how to gain greater insight from data. Now, if we look down here, we can also see the message history. So I can see I've obviously just sent one here. We've sent one to Daniel to welcome into our loyalty program. We've sent a happy birthday message to Wendy. This is a really lovely one. You know, as you've collected some data there, you remember from the data collection screen, the ability to collect someone's birthday. Wendy shared her birthday with us, and we've wished her happy birthday. Again, just a nice way of that personal touch that's above and beyond any of your competitors. We're also seeing many businesses using this for A/B testing. Now, for people that aren't familiar with A/B testing, that basically means trying one message with one segment of customers and another message with another segment of customers, and then start to analyze what is more effective at building brand loyalty and repeat visits. For example, you could send a message of 10% off dog walking services to one group and earn double stamps today to another group, and then compare the response. What drove more customers? You can, I'll show you how to go specifically into each customer record to see what message they received and what their particular response is. So this is a great way of real-time changes to your marketing campaign, to the way that you engage in your loyalty campaign. Again, something you can't do instantly with paper. Indeed, it's months and months of work to get that sort of information, even if you can, and to then change your paper stamp cards or change your loyalty program can cost, hundreds of dollars to be able to do that. And even with email A/B testing, the ability to then engage your people and actually then attribute a response in the physical world, in the real world, is very, very challenging, if not impossible. Okay, so a quick summary of sending messages to your customers, engaging them. You can target all of your customers, a segment of your customers, and an individual customer. And I'll show you about individual customers. I want to call out and remind this is not just about marketing messages. Yes, you can use this for promotions, and it's very effective and powerful to promote certain events, particularly for, let's say, VIP customers that you might be wanting to inform them of a particular promotion on a product or service. But you can also send them greetings. Things like birthdays or particular seasonal greetings that you want to make. Maybe you even want to deliver reminders. You may have a group of customers that are attending a particular event of yours in the next few hours. You could send them a reminder that the event's about to start, or if the event has been postponed, you can send them a reminder via this lock screen channel as well. Perhaps I don't know, maybe you're a tennis or a golf instructor, and you want to inform them or remind them to bring their umbrella, particularly for golf. Or maybe you want to inform your most loyal customers of a VIP event or a pop-up store. Maybe even sending them direction tips, so you can send them instructions that help them better engage with your brand and feel that they're being treated as an individual. And as you can see, it could be delivered to a segment of customers, but it still feels like it's being delivered to that individual. Okay, so let's dive into how you can create truly unique experiences for your customers. Now, this is super, super cool. Everything cool so far, I think, has been incredibly cool. But now let's go into really, really understanding your individual customers. So we've looked at segments. We've looked at the dashboard. Now let's dive into the customer view. Okay, so now you can see effectively a CRM, a client relationship management system. You don't need to have an expensive CRM system or maintain Excel databases or Excel spreadsheets. You have all the information you need for your customers in your loyalty program from this customer's view. And everything that you chose to collect upon distribution is shown in the top bar, plus some other information, which I'll go through. So if I just remind you of this link, Dave's Dog Walkers was collecting first name, email address, mobile number, and birthday. And again, you can choose to collect the right amount of information from your customers when they sign up for your loyalty program. We do recommend not going over the top, because those sort of that bit of information can be acquired over time. And this, if you ask for thousands of bits of information, it may well not get them to the point of adding the digital stamp card. And that's where the power comes from. That's when you have the new engagement channel. So keep this to 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 pieces of information which are most critical to you. Obviously, knowing the first name allows you to greet them in person. Email address gives you the other opportunity of distributing content to them. Mobile number, if you need to get in touch with them. And birthday, very useful to know that sort of information should you want to deliver them super services at that particular time of the year. So you can see here, similarly, first name, email address, mobile number, and birthday. Now, additionally, we see a sign-up date. So this is the actual day that the person signed up to the loyalty program. This is pretty useful if you want to see who was first, who was last. You can just tap on the button here and it will order it. And then on the other side, you can see the next column is card status. Now, this provides a lot more insight into how people are actually have that card installed in the phone. Again, something you really can't do when you issue and give someone a paper stamp card. You do not know if someone has put it into their wallet, if someone has thrown it into the bin, if someone has kept it at home and forgotten about it. If someone gave it to someone else, you have no idea what is the status, the real status at that immediate moment in time of that paper stamp card. All you know is that you've spent money on cards and you've given them out. That's it. Now in here, we've got a number of different card statuses. Installed means that the customer has installed your loyalty card into Apple Wallet or Android Pay. Issued means that the customers got to the page to fill in the information, but they didn't actually click the install button into their mobile wallet application. Now, maybe they didn't know how to, or they forgot to, or they got distracted just at the point of adding it. But don't worry, I'll show you exactly how you can send someone their card again once you see this issued and remind them to install that card. Now, the other status you see here is deleted. They've installed the card and then decided to delete it at a later stage. Now, that might be they're not necessarily getting value from it, or they didn't enjoy it, or accidentally they were playing with some buttons on their phone and they clicked remove and they've deleted the card. But again, unlike a paper card, you have this information, you have this knowledge, and now you have this power. Okay, so let's jump into we can also order by the stamps earned, so I can see the most loyal customer. I can see the number of rewards earned and who's redeemed the most number of rewards. So again, really powerful insight, all in the touch from the comfort of your seat. So let's go into a particular customer. It looks like Wendy is particularly loyal. So I'm just going to go into clicking into the profile, and I'm going to click on this word actions. Now, this will open up Wendy's record, and a wealth of information is given to you here. You've got the personal information that we've collected, just for a summary. If you don't want to see that again, you can close it. But this is just useful to be reminded of birthday, email address, first name, a mobile number, see when they signed up, the status of the card I've talked about before, the total number of stamps earned, when the last stamp was earned, when the last reward was earned, how many rewards they've earned, how many rewards they've redeemed, and when they redeemed this last reward. Now, you can also see a complete history of all of the transactions. You can either go to the next page, or let's extend this, and I can see when Wendy signed up, when she earned a stamp, when she earned a reward, when she earned some more stamps, when she redeemed a reward. A very loyal customer here, and you've got a date stamp of exactly when that happened. Now, on the right-hand side, I can also see what her card looks like today. So I can see that she's collected 6 stamps, and she has this saying 4 stamps required until the next reward. And I can also see what this would look like if she has an Android device. A really nice way of being able to quickly and easily see what her status looks like and what her card looks like. Now, I've shown you how to send messages to groups of customers and all customers, but now I can send a specific message to Wendy. So I'm going to click on this tab here, send message to Wendy, and hey presto, another little box appears, and now we're able to send a very easy message here. Now, I'm very pleased with how Wendy's been an amazing loyal customer. I really want to treat her. Thanks for your loyalty. We'd love to feature you in our next Dog Walkers Weekly. And if I can speak while typing. So just maybe a personalized message. It doesn't have to be promotional. It doesn't have to be selling something. As you can see, we've already wished Wendy happy birthday. Maybe I can even offer her something, and in return, and there's a new dog lead waiting for you. Let's take that. Feature you in our new dog walkers weekly, and there's a new dog lead waiting for you. Now you can see you need to be careful and concise with the messages, and we automatically show if something's going to be cropped on the lock screen. And this is a constraint of Apple Wallet and Android Pay. So maybe we'll want to adjust this. So I thought, okay, well, I'd like to say a lot of things. And actually, I don't think she's going to be bothered about the dog walker weekly. There's a new dog lead waiting for you when you next visit. Well, that might be quite tempting for her. We've valued her loyalty. We're going to send this, and now we're going to just click send. Similar before, it's going to confirm that I want to send this message. I click confirm, and off it goes. Fantastic. So a great way to be able to target not only groups of customers and all your customers, but now to be delivering personalized, targeted lock screen messages directly to your individual customers. Also, you might find a profile that shows a different type of behavior, and I'll go into that a little bit more in Insights, so you can then start to really engage and deliver the personal experience, even when those customers are not in your store at a particular service. Let's give Wendy a stamp as well. We're so happy that she's been extremely loyal, is you now have the ability to give stamps remotely. Now, we've seen this work incredibly well, so I'm just going to show you that I can deliver a stamp direct to Wendy, even though she's not come into the store or come to visit my teaching services, or not necessarily come and see me for dog walking, or actually met with the dog walker themselves. I can do that from the comfort of my own chair. So in this case, I'm just going to give her, let's give her 2 stamps and send stamp. And now those stamps will be delivered, and Wendy will be then now receive 2 more stamps. You can see the cards updated, and the number of cards stamps earned is 48. Now this works incredibly well. In fact, it's been working amazingly well. I'll just call out a particular business, a spa in Australia. They've done an incredible job promoting their stamp card online, and customers have installed the card when they're not necessarily in the spa. Now, and then they look at the customer records, and as soon as they see that the customer has installed, they send them a stamp. So they send them a stamp remotely, and then instantly after that, they go back to the stamp, the send messages, and say, thanks so much for installing our loyalty card. We've delivered you a stamp. So just as I showed you a send message, you could also give them a stamp. Now, there is some data to suggest that customers actually are more likely to come into your store or more likely to buy your services if there is already a stamp or 2 on the card. So as soon as you see a customer has install the card, we do recommend that you just give them a stamp to thank them for installing the card. Or maybe if you've seen that they've promoted your loyalty program on their Facebook page, you could give them a stamp and send them a message to say thanks for promoting your business. And again, you've not had to leave your seat or pick up your phone. They've seen this message, they've received a stamp, and now they're feeling more engaged. And feeling that you actually are engaging them, not just when they're in the store using your services, but actually via this powerful channel. This could be very useful for e-commerce businesses as well. I think that's probably why we've seen an incredible surge of e-commerce business using this. So once you see a customer making a purchase online, you can then send them a stamp. We call it sending a remote stamp, remotely give a stamp to your customers. And that's without having to do heavy integration into commerce systems. You simply see that someone's made a purchase, maybe you get a PayPal reminder, or you get something that someone's bought something from your e-commerce system. You come in here, you find the right customer, and you deliver them a stamp. So again, very, very powerful tool, all from the comfort of your chair and within this customer view. Okay, now we can even redeem rewards. Now we know that Wendy was a loyal customer, and if you remember from her profile, she earned 4, but she's already redeemed 3. So now she has 1 reward available. So, and maybe she phones us up and says, I'd actually quite like to redeem this walk. My dog needs some walking. Okay to redeem my reward. Said, no problem. We're going to redeem that reward for you. And we click on redeem reward. She's called me up. We're going to send the dog walker to her house, as she's such a loyal customer, rather than her come to our pad. And now I can see the rewards earned a 4 and the rewards deemed a 4. You can see the event history. You can see where I sent 2 stamps and then where she redeemed 1 reward. So really powerful. And you can see now that she doesn't have any rewards, that redeem function has disappeared from here. As soon as Wendy gets more rewards, then we'll be able to see that again. Let's give some more rewards. Let's give some more stamps. And now you can see it's back because she's earned another reward here. So again, have a play with this, just maybe with your own cards. See how powerful this is in terms of sending messages, giving stamps, redeeming rewards. Okay. So as a summary of this, you have a full transaction history for each customer. All of the customer data is stored from the day they sign up to your program to every single transaction they make. You're making the customers feel you care for them. You can see what their card preview, what their card looks like, the number of stamps they've got, the number of rewards that they've redeemed, when they're coming to your store, and able to engage with them via those stamps, via rewards, and via highly personalized messages. That basically your brand becomes front of mind in their phone and front of mind when you're with them, wherever they are. Now you've seen how you can instantly give a stamp and reward online, but what about if your customers come into your store and are served by yourself or one of your staff? Let's say you're a restaurant and your staff don't necessarily have access to a laptop or a tablet, or you're in a coffee shop or nail salon. Maybe you've created your loyalty program using your desktop at home. You might not have the computer at the counter, but you and your staff do have your smartphone or a tablet. In fact, most people carry their smartphone around with them at all times. I think it's the last thing people kiss goodnight at night and the first thing people kiss good morning to. So you've always got your smartphone with you. Well, as part of Loopy Loyalty, you get a free Stamper app. The Stamper app is available both on Android and available in iOS. Now, what I'm going to show you is a video of how the Android app works, and it's pretty similar to the iOS app. Both are available today from the correct stores. In the iTunes store, you can see the link here, and in the Google Play Store, you can see the link here. And I'm just going to play a video to show you this a little bit easier and walk you through that. So this is an example of the Android app. So first thing you're going to do is open the app, and you securely log in using the same username and password that you're using for your Loopy Loyalty account. Now, this will, once we tap on Scan Card, this will open the camera. So it does, your smartphone does require a camera. Most smartphones today do have a camera, so this should not be a problem. But to be able to scan a card, you need to have that camera available, and you need to enable the app to access that camera. So we're going to scan the card. I'm going to quickly scan the card, and instantly it recognizes the QR code on that card and brings up the record for Wendy. You can see information. This is very helpful for staff. Not everyone will have the best memory and remembering people's names or your loyal customers' names. So again, even in the store, by scanning the stamp card, you have a little bit more the ability to connect personally. Hi, Wendy. Great to see you. I see you last visited in the end of July. What are you buying today? And then you add the stamps. So I'm going to show you how they add stamps. Very simply. Skip forward a bit. There you go. I can see both the stamps and the rewards available. So in a single scan, I can see both the rewards and the level of stamps. And now she's going to buy, Wendy's buying a couple of things here. I'm going to add a couple of stamps. And instantly, if I get to another reward, did you see how the other reward was added? I'm going to go back and show you that. So I gave 3 stamps, 4 stamps, and now another reward is unlocked. And that reward becomes instantly available within the app. Real-time ability to choose the rewards that she's earned by collecting and spending in your store. So in this case, collecting 3 stamps, and Wendy wants to have a taco margarita, obviously feeling very hungry and thirsty. A simple click on the stamp will just ask if you are confirming you're about to add 3 stamps and redeem 3 rewards. Click do it, and now the card has been stamped. And as if by magic, Wendy will now see her card updated in real time with the new stamps, the number of stamps required until the next reward. And if she looks on the back of the pass, if she's using Apple Wallet, she can now see that she's already redeemed a taco, doesn't have that left, and a margarita's gone. But she still has a quesadilla for later. So really super powerful, provides you the ability to, with a single scan, stamp and reward. Now, it's incredibly simple and intuitive to use, but we do recommend you check it in store with your own stamp card and definitely make sure your staff are logged in to correctly know how to use it. Now, within the app, you can also send back the GPS coordinates of where the stamp was given. Now, this provides you, as the business, with the ability to see where the stamps were given and to prevent fraud. So you can actually see that people are only giving stamps inside your store or where you're expecting those stamps to be given. Okay, so download those today. Give them a go if you haven't done so already. Stamping, very, very cool, very fast, and just need the app. Okay, now we get to the last part of the webinar. How much money are you making? Now, with paper stamp cards, and in fact, with most other marketing material, you have absolutely no idea of what returns you're getting from your loyalty program. You might remember how many hundreds of dollars you spent to hire a designer to design your cards for you. You may know how much you've spent printing the cards at the local print shop and maybe how much it costs to get them shipped to you. You probably know how many times you've gone back to the print shop to get another batch done, but you have no idea on the amount of money you're generated for that cost. You have no idea of the liability you have out there in terms of the number of rewards that you're expected to give because your customers have collected that. With Loopy Loyalty, you know how many cards you've issued, you know how many times people come into your store and collected a stamp, and even how many rewards you've issued. And you know this instantly, real time. No more batch counting, no doing sums at the end of the month, no finger in the air to try and guess what the situation is with your loyalty program. So let's pop back to Loopy Loyalty and go to the last tab. And we go into our insights, this bar chart one. So we can see we've got lots of numbers at the top. Now, this is a really powerful number. This is the number. If you're working with someone, or you're in a business, or you're working for someone, this is the number you want to tell them to how successful you're being with your loyalty program. Your program has driven $3,080 in revenue with a cost of $210 in rewards. That's a net benefit of $2,870. Now, you can also see here, I talked about liability of rewards that may not have already been redeemed. So we can see it's $150 worth of rewards have already been claimed. So we've given out those rewards, and we've got rewards that have been collected but haven't yet, rewards that have been earned but haven't yet been collected. So we can have $60 outstanding. This is fantastic. This is the sort of stuff accountants love, your bookkeepers will love, to say that we've got $60 outstanding in terms of rewards that could be called in. Now, this will allow you to plan stock, inventory, plan for your next month's budgets, etc., etc. So really powerful thing here. And all you need to do is set your stamp value and reward costs. And this is really a one-time thing for each particular card. You have the ability to choose from different currencies. So this is why we can support across the world. In this case, for Dave's dog walking business, the stamp value is how much your customers are paying you for that service. So on average, dog walking business, depending on where you are in the States, we'll just do this one in the States, we have $20 for a dog walking. Again, you can put whatever number you want in here. The reward cost is the cost to you to give away that service. So if you are giving a free dog walking service to for 10 stamps in this case, or for your stamp card, a complete stamp card, the cost to you to hire that person to walk the dog for your customers is $15. Once I've clicked submit, then all of this would change. Now, let's say I found a cheaper supplier of dog walking services. And if I click submit here, these stats will be automatically updated. And you can now see my program has driven this much revenue with a cost of this. That's a net benefit of $2,912. Really powerful stuff. All-time stats, I can see my customers signed up, number of stamps that have been issued, the rewards that have been issued, and the rewards redeemed. So you can see this here. We've issued more rewards, 14, but only 10 have been collected. This is this $48 outstanding. So the 4 multiplied by 12 is where that $48 comes from. So again, really good stuff. You don't need to get your Excel or calculators out or writing down on pieces of paper or have to rely on heavy accounting systems. So just a simple way of being able to get your net return on investment for your loyalty program. Indeed, it provides a great power to marketers to work with their boss, to show the value of loyalty, to show the value of digital stamp cards. Now let's take a little look down here. We've got some other pretty charts. Now this shows us activity. You can see what's the total visits per day, total number of cards that have been issued, the rewards that have been earned, and the rewards redeemed. Now this is a really insightful chart to see when you're busiest, or perhaps when you've got a low point. You can also choose to group it by day or month. Now in this case, it's only going to show us fairly we had nothing in the beginning in July, and obviously we've got a lot more business in August. Now, if you had been running your program for years, you'd also be able to choose years. But most of the businesses are finding the day view is a very powerful way to see the cycle of their business, understand maybe where they have low points. Perhaps those are the days when they can promote their loyalty program more, or potentially change the way they're running those businesses on those particular days. So a great way of instantly seeing activity in your store, from total visits, total cards, and so on. And then on the right-hand side, this is the stamp count histogram, and it's showing the number of people, number of customers that have different frequencies of stamps. So you can see, unfortunately for this business, 3 customers have 0 stamps. Now I'm going to go back and send them a message or send them a stamp to try and incentivize them to come back to the business. One person has 1 stamp, one person has 20, one person has 37, one person has 54. So I can now go back to my customer profile, start looking at this, and this, while this is only for 7 customers, becomes extremely powerful when you're talking sort of 20, 30, 40, 50 customers. You really get an instant feel for what your stamp count is like. And at the bottom of the page, this is a list of every single transaction. You can see this is many pages of transactions. See if this will load all of them or not. We've even got more pages. So yeah, there we go. So all the way from when one customer signed up, customer earned 4 stamps, we delivered 10 stamps on that day, reward was earned this day, signed up on, I'm quite interested to see this customer on this day, so I can click on this customer that signed up on the 24th, and I'll instantly be taken into that customer view, which we've talked about before. So you can see in this case, who do we choose? Isaac. He chose to sign up for that program on that day, and I can instantly see his data. I can instantly engage with him if that's someone that I particularly want to talk with. So a summary of return on investment. Great information is giving you great power, which gives you great responsibility. You now have real-time data to be able to understand your customers better, to be able to engage your customers better, and ultimately to be even able to fine-tune your loyalty program. And many businesses are even enhancing and fine-tuning their business operation and business processes. You have a full audit trail. Accountants will love this. If your accountants have ever asked you for how many rewards you've given out, how many stamps you've got remaining in the marketplace, this is the way to tell people, answer those questions to your accountants. And the ability to use the stamp count history to target different customers to drive spend really is a very powerful tool, all built in within Loopy Loyalty. And that's it. You now know how to easily promote your cards online and offline to acquire and engage as many customers as possible. You know how to send messages to your customers, either all of them, targeted segments, or even messages to individuals. You've now got a taster, and I really want you to play more with the powerful Loopy Loyalty CRM, a list of all of your customers and all of their transactions. And you now know how to issue stamps and rewards both inside, online, and using the Stamper app. And by understanding your customers' traffic better, you can further refine your loyalty program and your business. Now, thank you very much for attending. I think we've got a little bit of time for questions. So if there is any questions, please feel free to enter it in the chat, and I'll see that I can answer those just before we shut out our webinar today. No problem. I can't see any chat or any questions coming through, whether you've had the ability to do that via this webinar tool. Not to worry, because we're here at Loopy Loyalty for you at any time. If you have any questions from within your application when you're logged in, you have the ability to click on this button and you can start a new conversation, send a message, and we'll be right there for you. We'll be able to, typically we reply in a couple of hours. We try our best to be as responsive as possible to get back to you. As you can imagine, with thousands of businesses all over the world, we want to make sure that we service you as best as possible and deliver you the right response for anything you need. If you're looking for some more information, I've already shown you where to get promoting your stamp card. But if you look at all of the knowledge base within Loopy Loyalty, let me show you how to get to that. If you click on the I from within Loopy Loyalty, this will take you to this knowledge center, what we call the Loopy Loyalty Academy. And inside this academy, you can find a lot of the information that goes into even more detail than I've covered into this webinar. You've got how to frequently ask questions. You've got some inspiration and ideas. You've got videos showing you how to design digital stamp cards, and all of the things I talked about today around promoting, issuing stamps, sending messages to customers, and learning from your customers is all inside the Loopy Loyalty knowledge base. So it's been a great pleasure speaking with you. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I can't wait to hear about your enhanced customer loyalty and business success using Loopy Loyalty. I bid you farewell.